What is going on, my beautiful people? We got some beautiful plants back here, man. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Actually, oh, we got a little bug on my freaking camera. Hope you guys are doing amazing today, man. Hope you guys are having an amazing one. In this video, we're basically going to be talking about being able to get away from the ego, being able to get away from the thoughts that we constantly are so strong in and that we always want to have. What I mean by this, man, I'm reading this book called The Power of Now, and he really put this into such a great perspective for every single one of us. He says that in the book, he's trying to tell us to help us be able to turn off our thoughts, not permanently, but to be able to not be associating and identifying with these thoughts that we have in our mind. Because our thoughts are sometimes going to be little buggers sometimes. I don't even know what buggers means, but they're going to be kind of little poop. They're going to be poop. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes they're going to tell us that we are a negative person. Sometimes we're going to identify, like if you're watching, like let me give you a smallest example. You're watching a TikTok, all of a sudden somebody says something that is negative, or somebody says something that you don't think is right. Your thoughts start going and being like, oh, well, actually it's this, this, and this. And we associate with that thought because we're like, oh, we're smart. Oh, we know better than this person. Oh, we do this. But that is the ego that is screaming, that is speaking. It's the ego that wants to be smarter, that wants to be better than people, that wants to just bring other people down. And not only that, that ego is going to have us be back and forth with being able to be confident, being able to have our security, because all of a sudden one day it's going to be like, it's going to have a moment where that ego is going to scream when all of a sudden somebody says something to us, and or not even that, like let's say we look stupid one day, we go out and all of a sudden we're feeling like, oh, I'm worried about this little thing here. I'm worried about how I look right now. And you see that thought, and all of a sudden you start identifying with that, and you start thinking, I'm an insecure person. Because you thought, oh, I have that thought automatically, I must be an insecure person. But what he wants us to do is disidentify from the thoughts and get to something deeper. Because sometimes we think that that is us, but that's not us. He says the deeper thing is our being, our essence. That is deeper. And what we're getting into is being able to get into the essence that God has created for us, our soul. And knowing that we're so much more than just our thoughts, than just these emotions that we have. We're like, oh, I get angry really quick. I must be an angry person. No, you're not an angry person. There's so much more to us. Our best self is in God, and that is our joyous, peaceful, hopeful, loving self. And the way that he really put this, there was a way that he really put this, what are you talking about? I don't even remember, man. I completely forgot. But you see, let me think. I don't know. I really did forget it. It was basically, there was a good thing that I wanted to say about this, but let me just talk a little bit about the ego. Okay, look, like right there, my ego is like, oh, I gotta be able to find that thing that I want to say because it's the best thing that I can say. But that's what I'm trying to get into in terms of the being, in terms of being with me right now, the loving, joyous, hopeful, peaceful self that trusts God, and knowing if that doesn't come, that is okay. Now, it might be a little bit of a small thing, but it's also not a small thing. That's something that we all have to do and be able to destroy the ego. So the ego is the thing on top of it that wants us to identify with it and be like, oh yeah, I'm this and that and everything like that. But our being is something that allows us to be able to know that we are loved, we are loving, we are joyous, we are peaceful people. But we have to get into that by shutting off those thoughts. Now, to shut off those thoughts, it's not going to be damn easy. It's not going to be easy at all. It's going to be damn freaking tough, because all these thoughts are going to scream. You know, I even have thoughts right now that are saying, oh, you got to continue to find that thing that you were going to say because that's going to be the thing. But I got to like be able to let that go. So I'm going to take this where it needs to go, where God wants it to go. Because what we realize once we start to disassociate with thoughts is that our ego is not us. That ego that is screaming that back and forth stuff. But it's such a thing that we have identified with because we think that, oh, I must have to be this person, because the ego is the thing that is thinking. The ego is the thing that is constantly going. And once you're kind of associating with, oh, I must be that person, we think that if we destroy the ego, then that means that we must not be anything. If we stop thinking about stuff, if we stop like really thinking, we think that if we don't think and we like turn off our thoughts, who are we going to be? We're not going to be anybody. Like, we're not going to be anybody. It's not actually going to be, you know, some people might say that we're just going to be like dogs or cats, like that don't have a full ability to think or the consciousness, quote unquote. But here's the thing, it's not that you're going to shut that off. You're not shutting off, you're not lowering yourself. You're getting more conscious. You're tapping into something deeper. And it's so amazing that he talks about this. So He's saying that once you get into a consciousness of being able to shut off your thoughts and being able to shut off the ego and like the thoughts of that, you get into associating with your inner being that God has put inside of you. Once you associate with that, that is a more powerful thing. And when you move from that place, it's going to be your most creative self. It's going to be your most energetic self, your most magnetic self, your best self in terms of everything that you do, because you're coming from that place of being tapped in with God. Now, also on top of that, yeah, okay, so not getting to a lower spot, not bringing yourself down to a lower rung in terms of it. You're bringing yourself up to the higher rung in terms of being able to have more of a consciousness from that place and not associating with the ego or with the thoughts. Yeah, that's really all I'm going to say about that right now, man. So there we go. I found my way there. I found my way to what I was going to say with that. And there's more to it. I'm still learning it, y'all know. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still trying to share this with you guys as best I can and try to give it to you as best I can. But what I really want you guys to just think about is being able to turn off those thoughts and not associating with those thoughts. Just not associating with the ego and all that stuff. The ego that wants you to be this or that. And, you know, being able to shut off your thoughts just in general, not associated with, like, for myself, sometimes when I'm looking stupid, I will associate with, like, oh, I must be an insecure person because, like, I'm thinking that I'm worried about this thing. Like, why am I thinking about this so much? But the ego is just screaming out. The ego wants to protect itself. And the more that I get into my being and knowing in God, it's more like you can just look at those thoughts and you can just kind of like laugh at them. Like, why are you, like, this ain't that serious, man. We're going to be okay. I got God on my side. I'm going to be okay. Even if I make this video, I don't even know where it's going half the time and I lose my spot, it's okay. I'm going to upload this video still. The outcome is not important. I'm close to God. I'm getting in touch with my being, not the ego that wants to say, oh, you look stupid because you lost your way there like 2 or 3 times. Who cares, man? I love you guys very much. Hope you guys are doing amazing. And hope you guys are able to release that ego today. Oh my gosh, we got stuff falling there. And I hope you guys are able to get in touch with your inner being that God has created, your soul. Love you guys. Hope you're doing amazing today. Peace.